Perforathor. Is that a word? Perfor... Well, I don't know. They say, hello, Ben Doomborn and Tom Doomborn. Catching you guys live for once.
Ooh.
I usually run D&D, but I got the plague and I had to cancel. Sad face.
Aww.
What's your favorite Eldritch monster and why? Please give me a reckless unit that will die a dumb death. We'll try and get you in, baby. I've got a whole load of Eldritch monsters I'm a big fan of, but I think Gugs are my favorite.
Gugs.
Gugs.
Tell me about Gugs.
So they're kind of goofy looking, which is always fun. I think we've spoken about them before, but they're imprisoned in the Dreamlands underneath like this big stone. They're not allowed out because every single person, every entity, all agreed that the Gugs performed some ritual that was so abhorrent that everyone was like, we have to imprison them forever, and we have to wipe any record of this thing that happened.
They got Giga cancelled.
They got Giga cancelled.
By Eldritch demons from beyond space.
And all of these things that would normally be killing each other, everyone was like,
wow.
You went too far. And also just got rid of what it was. So no one knows what they did. They just know, okay, they did a thing, and we can never let them out again.
Holy shit. Bad boys.
And so...
and yet they haven't done that to the whatever he's called, the Black Goat guy whose name I don't want to mispronounce.
Black Ghost of 1,000 Young, yeah.
And Shub Nikrath, the Black Goat of...
They didn't do that to him.
No, because they just, whatever, make people turn into tree monsters, right?
Yikes. What do they look like? I want to see a Gug.
Gug.
Eldritch.
I think you could just type in Gug and it would come up. So there's a bunch of different versions. I hate this model. That is not what I like. This sort of vibe.
Oh.
But they're really big. They're like giants, gigantos. Like super enormous. Ah, look at that guy. That guy's lounging a bit like me.
He's having a good time, actually.
And they've got a big like split open head, and they do some chomping. Yeah, Gugs. I just like that lore aspect of them.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder what they did.
Yeah.
What did they do?
And in this universe where there's
there's
awful things,
lots of real bad things going on
happening all the time. Oh, that was a good picture of one. Because they...
oh, God, who are those guys attacking it?
So those are either ghouls or ghasts. Because they... Because in the tunnels of the Dreamlands, where they both live, they both eat each other, so they're both constantly hunting each other.
Right.
But the ghasts are very small. Gug, very big. And, yeah, it's always like that.
He's a good pick. I don't actually know that many Eldritch monsters. I've only read like 2 or 3 different like Cthulhu stories. So I couldn't tell you what my favorites are. Like, can I just have a look at a couple and pick one? Like if I just go like top 10 Eldritch monster, and then I'll just pick one off that list. Space Tentacle? Right. Ooh!
Ghast. Yeah, that's the guy.
The little bouncy boys.
They're like a cannibal boy. The Migo I really like. They're great. Spacefaring Bugulons.
Sure.
They're always up to just fucking tricks. Shoggoth, fantastic.
It's a classic.
It's like just a chaos
Even
spawn.
I know that one.
Dagon. He's just a big fish man.
Giant fish man.
Just a big fish man. Old Father Dagon.
Azathoth.
Azathoth is one of my other favorites. As there's the idea... So Azathoth is like in the center of the universe, asleep. And there's all these like pipers that fly around him in space, just trying to keep him asleep. Because...
Oh, is our whole universe his dream?
Yeah, there's the fear that if he wakes up, everything ends. Right. And so you're not allowed to wake up Azathoth, because that's bad.
Shit, that's the plot of Link's Awakening, the old Zelda game.
How very Lovecraft.
There's an eldritch beast asleep in a giant egg on top of the mountain, and if it wakes up, everyone in the world disappears. Because it's all his dream.
He got Azathoth.
Okay, I like him. Can relate to Sleepy Boy.
Night Gaunts are cool.
Yeah.
They're bats.
They're kind of, aren't they?
Scared of open water.
Who's this guy?
Oh!
He's got mouth hands.
Pretty cool.
No head. He's kind of goofy. Yogscast?
He's just a bunch of balls, isn't he?
It's just balls. And then who does that mean is number one?
Nyarlathotep.
Who's he? He's like kind of Egyptian.
Yeah,
alien?
so it's probably the one. It's like a very like Zinch style.
Okay.
God, because the Egyptian aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's probably the most like tangible. That like they turn up as like a person and kind of like
okay.
scheme away and do stuff. And
He's pretty cool.
like most of the other gods, like they just have bonkers motives that just don't make any sense. But Nyarlathotep is kind of like
Kind of human. Understandable.
sort of doing more tangible, like get power, make people worship me.
Okay.
The Race of Yith are some of my other favorites for sure. You would love them because they are all about libraries, Ben.
Woo!
And also they look fucking wild.
They don't go yithing, do they?
Yeah, they do, but that's different.
Right.
The Great Race of Yith.
Ooh, look at those guys.
They've just got a whole load of shit going on.
Like wacky Zoidbergs.
Like
Sure.
I really like them. They're very cool.
It's kind of like a Dalek. If a Dalek was made out of a Triffid.
Yeah. But yeah, so they will like pick like a person. Mm-hmm. Like they could be you. And they'll switch their brain with your brain.
Okay.
And you just wake up in this just sort of infinite library and you just get to hang out there and they
Okay.
just like
They live your life.
as your life because they're like
They
I want to
research.
learn all about fucking streaming Warhammer nonsense. And then they'll come back and they'll write a book on it and put it into the library.
Oh, wow. How long do they do that? And then I just go back and be like,
You
that
go
was
back
weird.
and you're like, I was fucking there for 10 years.
Oh,
And
shit.
they're like, oh yeah, but you could read whatever you wanted to because there's information on basically everything there.
And then everyone's like, you're different now. I really liked you for the last 10 years.
Yeah, what happened?
Now you suck. Oh, there's so many to choose from.
Oh god, there's so much shit in there. Also, just elder things. It's kind of basic, but they're just a classic. Just a classic good thing.
There you go. I can't decide.
Oh, that was Berserk.
Oh, cool.
Dark Young are cool. There's a lot of cool boys.
Oh, I like that thing.
That's from Magic.
Oh,
It's one of the Eldrazi. I can't remember their names. What was the picture? There's the amazing Emrakul. What was the set where it is the like it's the Bloodborne, the Bloodborne set.
I don't know.
Someone would know.
I'm not up to date on my Magic lore. It's
I want the bigger picture of that, the full size.
a fucking cool picture.
But the full size, the Eldritch Moon, is one of my favorite bits of here. Like Magic artwork. So like you've got the Eldrazi. But like just to give
Oh.
you like a sense of scale and like there's just
Yeah.
fucking gribblers fighting against
Like the
regular
town
people and
That is cool.
like I'd love to get like a poster of that. Like I really like it because when you just see that, you don't really get as much
Yeah,
of a feel
without
of the sense of
scale.
scale, and then you're like, holy fuck, that's a big boy.
Wow. Do they do prints? The Wizards must do prints of like popular cards, right? You'd think. You'd assume.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Wow, are all the Eldritch stuff white or colourless? Are they all
It's all
colourless?
colourless,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Man, I know it's like a mixed bag. Some people not a big fan, but I really, really like the Eldrazi. I thought that was a really fun Magic set.
Something a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, because like everyone was playing them. Like a lot of decks would be using them, and generally the game was just all about you got to build up and try and get your Eldrazi out first. And it was just was a really different way. It just felt really different to other Magic sets.
Yeah.
That was just like a different sort of game mode. It's cool.
I totally missed this whole expansion. Passed me by.
When was Eldrazi? When was the first time? If Eldrazi didn't blow up my lands, I'd love them. Yeah.
Ugh. Well, land is already the main thing I don't like about Magic.
Yeah.
Anything that fucks with your land is like a big no from me, thank you. It does bug me. I want to like Magic more than I do. I used to love it, but I'd say half my games are ruined by either me or my opponent getting too much or not enough land.
If you're just playing standard, just one-on-one standard, I feel like that comes up too often.
Yeah, it's just too much of a like we better play 3 games to get one good game kind of thing, which bothers me.
I think it's why like just playing Commander decks, EDH, and just playing that multiplayer is just the most fun way to play it. Because
then usually the group's chill enough to go, oh, you've only got 2 lands 6 turns in, let's leave you alone for a bit.
Yeah,
we'll all
not
fight with each
all
other.
just going to pile on the person who's clearly falling behind.
Yeah.
At least Mana Burn's gone. Mana Burn was always like a wacky mechanic. I didn't really hate it that much.
It was a pretty niche case. Like usually you just didn't tap the land unless you were about to spend it. Like it was very unusual that you actually suffered mana burn.
Yeah, it was fairly uncommon, but it was kind of fun. Just do homebrew of 1 mana added.
People are very reluctant to play homebrew rules because it does fuck with the balance of the game.
It does change the game a lot if you do that.
And then no one can really agree on what needs changing, you know?
But I think if you are going to all agree to play like that, you do that before anyone's made a deck.
Yes.
And you go into it fully with that in mind. Blue had a card that forced you to tap lands. Blam. Mana Burn. I'm fine with that.
Well, that's a mechanic. That's like a thing done on purpose.
But yeah, like I'm always going to have... I think the same with like Warhammer.
You're always going to have like some nostalgia for those good times you had playing it.
And like a real soft spot in my heart that will... I think I will always dip back into Magic. Every couple of years will...
We need to play with those commander decks.
Yeah, just haven't done it. I haven't played any yet. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, we just need to organise. Like, just get 4 people together and just play an evening of that. I think it'd be a ton of fun.